Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? People from all over the place. Very nice. Ooh, New Zealand. I'm gonna go there. Eventually. Alright, a few things to talk about. I need to pick up the pace. Not taking enough trades. A little bit of it is hesitancy. But I'm being a little too careful. And the only way to break through that ceiling is to take a lot of trades. Speed up the desensitization. I've talked about it before, but the good thing about streaming is that it helps me to be disciplined. Overall, it's a net benefit. But trading off stream, it's very easy to get into a sort of flow state. However, that flow state has consequences. So I need to combine the best of both worlds. Sort of the no pressure, bang, 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 with the discipline of being on stream and really making sure to follow my rules. So, best of both worlds. That's what we gotta do. You can hear the birds. Oh yeah, I see the mic picking them up. That's surprising. I'm gonna leave the windows open. It's a chilly morning in North Carolina. I also reorganized all of my reminders and notes. So I've got a shorter, better version. That way I can glance over and really make sure I'm following the most important rules. Because it started to get messy, and then when it gets too messy, I don't really end up paying attention to it, or just glance at it without really reading it. I have ATR at the bottom. The period is set to 1, so it just tells me the exact range of every candle, which gives me a read on volatility. And after a while of doing that, you'll know just at a glance whether volatility is higher or lower, or usual, typical. Sounds like I'm in a nature documentary. I guess it's picking up the road noise too. Oh well. Alright, so far we're falling. I know when price action is just 50-50 guesses for me versus when there are conditions that I have an edge in. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right on every trade when it's good action, but it does mean that I've got like a 90+% chance of not doing well if I trade when it's just 50-50. So I need good price action conditions. I see you deleted your message, but I don't use the tick chart just because there's no magical chart type. I think it's more important to just stick with the same one, become consistent with it. That way your learning is sort of targeted on the behaviors of one consistent thing. Same idea why you don't want to strategy hop. Or only hop around until you find something that you like, that agrees with you. And for me, that's a 20-second chart. Alright. No news. Got my bell on. Let's do this. Oops. Forgot to record my other monitor. That way I can go back and watch if I ever feel like it. Gotta take the trades. Already 2 times I didn't hit the button. Come on now. Alright, glad I didn't. Was tempted to short there. Glad I didn't. Don't try to time anything, just follow it. Of course, by now we've just been doing the same thing for so long. The likelihood of it continuing just keeps going down. Missed out on many opportunities. By the time you finally enter, that's when it's over. Slowly build up the courage to take the correct trade, and by that time it's not the correct trade anymore, and then the trade you originally wanted to take would have worked. Oh well. Alright, come on now. Focus up. Coming up to the high of day. Wow. That's some momentum right there. Just bounce off of it. I gotta wait. Not feeling it. I really just need to force myself to take trades sometimes. Now, I don't know what the best way to do that is. So I don't want to force trades when there isn't a good trade. But, you know, there are like 4 or 5 opportunities during here. That was quick. Come back down a little. It's pretty directional so far. And we're basically at the high of day. Did fall at least 5 points, but I didn't really know where to enter. Sort of expecting it to push back up now that it fell through this. Nope. This is where I struggle, where it's directional, because a bad entry is a good trade. Entering at the top of a green candle. And this is where it's kind of tough, because I obviously wanted to move that target at least up here, which would have worked, but against the rules. And against the rules for the right reasons. Because long term it's bad. Unprofitable. So tempted to move that higher. I mean, it feels so obvious. But the thing is, if I do that, then it just sticks in my head, and then I do that in the conditions where that isn't a good idea. Overall, it's bad. But there are very specific situations where it's obvious isn't the right word, but it just seems so clear that if it gets up, it seems clear that it's going to go up here. And then from there, it's even more clear that if it does get up here, then it's obviously going to go higher. Just because it's so directional right now. But I'm going to do the smart thing and stop there. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. But I also need to keep in mind that even though we're like 2 weeks into this funded account, it's still a funded account. So being around break even is something to be proud of. The first trade was so dumb, and I missed like at least 3 trades in here that would have worked. By the time I was finally brave enough to go long, I did it on the first red candle. And on a directional day, it really sometimes can be as simple as short one red and go long one green. That's why direction is so difficult for me, because it's so obvious. But it goes so against your brain. My brain, at least. We think we have to predict stuff. Just following what's happening seems too easy. It's like, there's no way that's gonna work, because why wouldn't everybody just follow exactly what's happening if you don't actually need to predict anything? Or at least that's my post-rationalization of an unconscious process. Which is usually the case for even the decisions we think we make based on logic. They're unconscious decisions or subconscious decisions with post-rationalizations. I like to explain why we did something, when in reality, a lot of the times when we do anything, it's due to the part of our brain that we don't have access to, but we know exists. That's funny. That's a funny concept. We know it exists, but we have no idea how it works, and any attempt at explaining why is a post-rationalization of something we have no access to. It's counterintuitive to try to explain or even identify the parts of us that are completely separate from our conscious mind. But, I don't know why I'm talking about that. It's interesting stuff. Sort of lost my mind back in high school trying to figure out the subconscious before I knew that psychology even existed, or that you could actually just look at research of stuff. But that's a story for another time. Mostly induced by drugs. So, let me bring it back up. 5 points. Could have been a lot more, but we have to focus on what matters. And what matters the most right now is survival. At least I took 5 trades. That's a good step in the right direction, but there should have been more. And without this dumb trade, I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. It could have been a little better, but what we got is okay. That's basically it. How'd you guys do? 40% loss for the day so far, Nathaniel? Ouchie. Yeah, following is hella hard. I don't know if you heard all the stuff I was just talking about, but it just goes against everything we think we have to do to just follow something. The common denominator of seemingly every trading strategy and thing that's taught is that we have to predict something. So just following what's happening instead of doing anything that makes us feel smart is tough. But Tom Hugard identified that, and that's why he's been successful. Because he can just follow it. Follow what's happening until he's proven otherwise. Not something I can do just because big moves turn me into a insert whatever bad word you want to choose. Up 25.5 points today, Holden. Very awesome. Great job. Everybody go click on his channel. Holden Trades. He's doing good, documenting his journey. As we all should. Can be tough to... What is this? Just caught this huge candle on the 2000 tick chart. The gamble goblins love to see that. But no gambling for me, I'm done. I don't know if there's any shiny object enthusiasts that are watching, but I joined a rock club. That's right, not music. The hard objects on the ground. And tomorrow, I'm going with 20 people to a private quarry where we got access to it to search for cool rocks. I'm super excited about that. Simple things, happy life. We just die, so you may as well like rocks and try to find cool ones. What's my favorite rock? I don't know if I have a favorite. I think the coolest find I've made so far down here in North Carolina is a decent sized piece of quartzite with pyrite running through it, covering one side. It looks like veins of gold, but it is pyrite, aka fool's gold. Probably my coolest find. I'm on the hunt for rubies and sapphires, which come from corundum. I also like to hunt glowing rocks. I've gone out at night a few times with a super high-powered blacklight, and fluorescent rocks will glow when they get hit with the beam. So it's pretty fun. Just go out when it's dark, shine that thing, and hope it hits something that starts glowing. Corundum glows bright pink and red. I've got one piece here. I have no idea what it is. It has a spot on it that glows red. That's cool. Hello, Dylan. Not to put any pressure on you, but I sort of expect that you had a good day. But no pressure. I just know that this type of price action is very similar to times where you've just murdered the charts. No, it's not called radiation. Some rocks are fluorescent. Ah, I knew you'd do well. This action is very difficult for me, so I suppose I can be proud of myself for... Well, you know, I'm sort of continuing the theme of the funded account and just slowly moving. Hey, Elvis. Good to see you. Alright, we will end it there. I got nothing. I'll do a little self-plug. If you want to get funded too, Trade Day is the best prop firm in the industry, and the reason... Wait. If you want to get funded too, prop firm is the best of... What? If you want to get funded too, prop firm is... Oh my god. Oh... If you want to get funded too, Trade Day is the best prop firm in the industry. What next? Help. And if you're ready to do an evaluation done with the sim account, I'd really appreciate it if you used my code IManTrading20 to get 20% off your evaluation. Only do a prop firm... Wait. Only do an evaluation when you're ready. Otherwise, it's a waste of money. I'm serious. But it is cheaper than trading your own money on size that actually means something. So, have a great weekend. I appreciate all of you. And, what? And I hope to see you Monday. Alright, take care. Bye-bye. We got through that. We did it. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. Good rest of your day or night for my other side of the planet viewers. You're awesome. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you, Sergio. I'm gonna get some cool rocks. I love rocks. Caveman brain.